Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. I'm going to use a couple of items that are available from Sale-A-Bration, but unfortunately they're going to be come to the end on the 15th of February, which means you've only got about 5 days from the day that I actually post this video. The two products that I'm using is this Hello stamp set. I'm going to use the little party hat, which isn't too much of a problem if you don't get this stamp set, because that's just a triangle, and you could use any kind of little flower type thing for that. And the other product I'm using is the Perfectly Artistic Designer Series paper. All of this, on one side it has a marble pattern like that, and on the other side it's more mottled stripes, I think I'm going to call that. Most of the designs are the same colour on both sides. This one isn't. This one's Blushing Bride this side and Melon Mambo that side. But this is what I'm going to be using today. So first of all, I'm going to give you the card sizes that I'm going to be using. Right, the card base is Whisper White. I'm going to change the colour of this. I'm going to do the pink. I'll still do two, but I'm doing one for a girly one this time. Right, okay, so this is 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored at 4 1/8 and folded in half. The centimetres is 21 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, scored at 10.5 centimetres and folded. The Blushing Bride is 4 inches by 5 5/8, which is 10.25 by 14.25 centimetres. The top Whisper White layer is 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and that's 10 centimetres by 14 centimetres. You also need a scrap of Whisper White to do the number, and also a little piece of Blushing Bride cardstock to do the little hat, although if you wanted to do that on white, you obviously could do. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of the stamping first. These two are fussy cut, and that one's done with the Big Shot. So I'll do all the bits first and leave that till last. So I will start off with, I think I'll do the DSP first. Okay, so the Baby Robin, when I first saw this stamp, I just assumed that that was going to be a yellow chick, like Easter. But then one day I thought, no, that would make a nice baby bird. So I thought, yes, we'll have mine. This one is a robin. Okay, so I'm using Crumb Cake for my ink. So I'm going to stamp it once onto my DSP, and you can use any DSP that's a mottled pattern, any kind of a mottled design. Okay, so that's him there. I'm going to stamp him again onto my card base. Let's see, about there. I think his tail is about 3/4 of an inch in. Oh no! Oh, that doesn't matter, does it? I've pressed too hard on that. I'm going to be covering that up with that. Too busy talking and not concentrating on what I'm doing. Same old story, isn't it? Okay, let's now do the balloon. As I'm working on the card, I'll do that first. And what you need to do is to stamp this onto his body so that the string comes out from his wing, so he looks as if he's actually holding it with his wing. But make sure the balloon doesn't come off the top up here. So I'm going to do that like that. I'm going to concentrate, and I'm not going to push too hard. There we go. See, I've got to put something on there anyway to cover up the string where it comes over his body. It's just an alternative way of doing masking, really. And I'm also going to do the balloon on here, and what I'm going to do is find myself a nice piece where it's got quite a bit of pattern there, and I think I'm going to do it in there. So I don't need to ink all of it up. In fact, let me get some scrap paper in, just in case it goes off the edge. There we go, done that. What is the matter with me today? Pressing too hard. I'm thinking that I'm working with photopolymer. There we go, that's better. And of course photopolymer, you do need to put quite a bit of pressure on it. Okay, so we'll fussy cut these out. Let's move that one out of the way, and let's get this one. There we go. Right, now when I'm cutting the bird out, I'm not going to worry about these little bits here. Can you see the little tufts, feather tufts he has there and there, that one there, and those two. I'm going to cut those off, and I'm going to cut his feet off as well. When you're fussy cutting this, you need to cut on the crumb cake stamped line. And it is a lot easier when you're doing fussy cutting if you actually turn your paper rather than turning your scissors. There we go, that's nice and easy. Now when you cut the balloon out, just pay attention to where the bottom of the balloon is, so that when you come to put it up there you know which way it's got to go. And what I try and do is to leave that little bit there as a very slight point. So I make that my starting point, do my cutting around, making sure that I stick onto the crumb cake line, which is quite easy. And again, you see that I am turning my paper. Now when I come down here, I'm going to do it as a straight line. So can you see how I've left a point there, so I know that that's going to be going down. I'm going to have to get myself another table lamp, I think, another daylight light. The lights above me, they're causing too much in the way of shadows. Right, okay, so what I'll do next is I'm going to put these onto my robin chick. You can use snail for this if you want, or fuse, tweezers. Okay, so the pointy bit I know is going to be coming down, coming down here. And if you cut it wrong, cut it wrong into the centre, not so that you've got extra bits on the outside, because if it fits in with the crumb cake line, you're good to go. Right, now do the robin check. There you go. You wouldn't know that he's got a dirty tummy. In fact, I'm going to do the chest part. Now my dauber is still quite moist. Yes, it is, because obviously I've been using this on this one and other cards I've been making. So all I do is very gently go over his chest. If you've put this straight onto your dauber, then do it onto some scrap paper, because you don't want him to be Robin Redbreast. You just want him to be with a little pink chest. Okay. Right, now he's also got the hat, which I explained comes from the Hello stamp set. It's a shame that it's not going to be available after the 15th, but it does mean that Stampin' Up will bring in some more new things, which is always nice. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that on there. I'm not going to press too hard. And I'll fussy cut that. Now I'm not going to be too fussy about the pom-pom. I'm just going to do round a circle. I could go in and out all of those sort of spiky bits, but I'm not. Okay, before I finish off right the way in there, let's do that side, and I can find out whether I need more to go. This does need a cut. Being difficult. That's it. Got something on the back there. Right. Just put some tombow on the back of this. You could adhere some of these pieces using dimensionals. Personally, I think if a 2-year-old gets hold of the card, they're very likely to get hold of the loose bits and just yank them off. I do. It's a bit of fun for them, I suppose. Right, now I'm going to do the sentiments. So first of all, I've got Look Who's Turning, and I'm going to be using Crumb Cake for this. These really are my best friends, these photopolymer stamps. Looks like I brought my chick further over than I did on that one. But that's okay. You see his hat is really close up to that. No, we do the number first, and we do that in the pink. When I first did this, I thought that I had done some bad stamping because of that, but then when I checked it, this has got mottled effect on it, as do all the numbers. Right, okay, so let's get this nice and straight. There we go. See, it doesn't come up perfect every time. In fact, let's do the other one, because what I've done here, I've done two. I stamped one on the card, which helped me with my positioning, but then I also die cut one. You can see that that's a die cut, and I think it's just a nice little touch. Adds a little bit of dimension to it in the absence of dimensionals. Okay, so this is going to be my die cut one. In fact, looking at this, I think it might have been better had I used Blushing Bride for the pink on there, because this is a little bit of a clash. So you may want to consider that if you do this. And then I want this sentiment for the happy birthday. These are two separate stamps, and the easiest way to get these lined up straight is if you put them face down onto your grid paper and line them up with the lines, and then put your block on top of it, and that will pick them up. Okay, now I'm going to just put this underneath here. And if you're wondering about the little smiley face, I'm not going to be doing that. The reason it's there is because I got a little splodge of tempting turquoise on my cardstock. I don't know whether you can see, it's gone as a little, let's see, it's gone as a little, it's got almost like a little spot on his face. Yes, you can see that, can't you? So that was a brilliant little stamp as well. I can see me using that for all sorts of things, you know, sending postcards, letters and things. Right, so I think that's all my stamping done now. I can see that I need a little bit of colouring. So I'm going to colour the bow, and I'm going to use my Blushing Bride marker pen. There we go. And then I'm going to use my Crumb Cake pen, and I'm just going to colour his beak and his feet. There we go. So that looks good. I'll put all of this together. So first of all, I'll put my tombow onto here. Obviously you could use snail on this bit if you wanted, or fast fuse, or even the tear and tape. But since I've started using tombow, I have to say it's not such a nightmare for me to try and get my layers straight. And I'm going to put this one on. Make sure I've got my card round the right way. There we go. So now if I clear the decks, I can get my big shot up here. Then I can die cut the number. Just move that out of the way. This is what we need. Move those because I don't want to get those all crumpled. Oh, I didn't show you this, did I? This is the number of years stamp set that I've been using. So that's where the number comes from. That's the Look Who's Turning. And I took the happy and the birthday. you could have happy anniversary. You've also got the ND, TH and ST, so you could have second birthday, fourth birthday and first birthday. It's a really good set, and this I love. The number of years the world has been a better place because you're in it. I mean, what a lovely sentiment that is. Right, so I put that there, and the corresponding dies that we have, the number 6 doubles up as the 9. You just tip that upside down, and this die cut, the die rather, is absolutely super. You can stamp your greeting into here, because this is only 65% of the real size, these, and then die cut it out. And there's also a nice banner like that in the Blooming Hearts set, which again you can stamp sentiments into it. Right, okay, concentrate on what you were doing. So let's take the number 2. Let's just move that up slightly over. That's too far. Oops. That looks about right. Right, let's move this out of the way. And that. Okay, so separate that, pop that out, and then bring back the 2 cards. And I'm going to put my number 2 on. Again, this bit you might want to use dimensionals. There we go, tweezers. And just pop that on top. I like it going straight onto the number, but it would look good with dimensionals as well. Just, in fact, all of it would look good with dimensionals. But there you go, there's my card. I just absolutely love the little robin chick, absolutely love him. Anyway, many thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'll be very happy to help you. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, please click on the 24/7 link that's in the details below. As I said, the Hello stamp set and the Perfectly Artistic paper is only available to the 15th of February, but there are plenty of other ideas out there that you could substitute these for. The big bit is to get these numbers and the stamp set that goes with it. It's brilliant, absolutely super. And I know that this is a set, the stamp set and the dies are something that I will always keep because they'd be great for personal cards as well. Anyway, that's enough rabbiting from me. I've said about my 24/7 shop, and many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.